Hi, my name is Charlie, and you can also call me the Guitar Boy. Today, we are going to be discussing a very important topic, atomic structure. I decided to add one to it because it's going to be a series of classes to finally deal with this particular topic. So it might get up to atomic structure 5, 6, 7, depending on where it ends. So I'm just trying to make each video I will just make sure I make each video to be short. So here we are, we have discussed about atomic particles in our, and we have discussed about particles of matter in our previous video when we said everything around you are made up of particles, which could either be atom, could either be a molecule or an ion or a combination of any of them. So today we are going to start a journey of one of these particles, which is an atom. We are not going to discuss about molecule, we are not going to discuss about ion. We just want to concentrate on an atom because this particular topic is very important. Its importance in chemistry is something that must be considered in chemistry, because if you don't know this very well, atomic structure very well, you might find it difficult to understand organic chemistry, physical chemistry, or inorganic chemistry. So for you to be able to have good understanding about chemistry, you need to understand the structure of an atom. Now, considering an atom as a particle of a matter. Now, what are the things that are made that you can find inside an atom? Remember, we said an atom is not the smallest particle of matter. However, an atom is the smallest particle that can take part in a chemical reaction and still retain the properties of that element. It is the smallest particle of an element that can take part in a chemical reaction. It is not the smallest particle. Why? Because we have other smaller particles inside an atom, such as what? Electrons, protons, and neutrons. Protons, and neutrons. So we have all these subparticles. They are particles inside an atom. So why should you not say an atom is the smallest particle of an element? These particles, cannot behave like that element. That is why you defined it is only at atomic level, which means if you break an atom, you will have all these particles. Fine, you had particles, but these particles cannot behave again like that element. So it is only at the level of an atom that it can still behave like that element. So that is why we say an atom is the smallest that can behave, the smallest particle of an element that can still behave like that element. So we want to now study this atom, study everything inside an atom, all the particles inside an atom. Now, before then, I want to let us know that in an atom, basically I said, because we are going to go deeper as we proceed in the structure of an atom. Basically, we have all these particles. This one is positively charged, this one is negatively charged, okay, this one is positively charged, this one is neutral, this one has zero charge. You can say it has zero charge or it is what? Neutral. And basically also an atom is considered to have a nucleus, a central nucleus, and it has a shell in which electrons revolves around the nucleus. Inside, this is electron, this is the electron. Inside this nucleus, we have these two inside. These two are found inside the nucleus. Okay, and the mass of electron is very, very small. The mass of electron is very small, and the mass of electron is negligible. What does that mean? You can neglect it because it is very small. The mass of an electron is negligible. That is, when you are calculating the mass of an atom, you don't need to count, you don't need to consider the mass of electron. What you just add the mass of these together, you just say that's the mass of the atom. Okay, if you have, let's say this is an hydrogen atom. Now you want to consider the mass of the atom, just calculate the amount of proton you have in the hydrogen, amount of the mass of the neutron you have, plus them together. Don't even consider it, even though it's inside, though, because the mass is very small, it is negligible. You can neglect it. It is negligible. You can neglect it. So that is the mass of an electron. So electron, you can see from here that electron is found outside the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we have proton, proton, and we also have neutrons. We have protons, we have neutrons. Okay, so this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. So when they ask you what is the mass of this atom, any atom, and they give you the mass of this, so the mass of an atom is equal to the mass of proton plus the mass of neutron. So atom, they give you the mass of proton, they give you the mass of neutron, they ask you to calculate the mass of an atom. Just add the two together. That's the mass of an atom without considering the mass of an electron. Like I told you before, the mass is very small. So whether you add it or you don't add it to, it will not count. So the mass is very, very small. It is negligible. Like I repeat, I want to recap that in the structure of an atom, we have subatomic particles. When I mean subatomic particles, I mean those small particles that you find inside an atom. That's subatomic particles. We have 3, but out of that 3, 2, which is these 2, are found inside the nucleus. These 2 are found inside the nucleus. This one is found outside the nucleus. These 2 are found inside the nucleus. This one is found outside the nucleus. You try your best to always remember this. They can ask you in exam which of these subatomic particles is found outside the nucleus. Electron. Which of these subatomic particles is found in the nucleus? These 2 are found, in case you see it in the option. So that's why I just want to, chemistry is not all about calculation. If you pick up any examination question today, everything you are going to see there is not always calculation. So you need to understand the background of chemistry. Calculation for this level, like I said before, is not difficult. In short, the way I teach my students, I can even teach my students all the calculations in less than a month, maybe 3 weeks. I can teach them everything. But by the time they understand the background of chemistry, the calculations will be easy. So in summary, I want to summarize everything I have said. I have said everything I have said. I want to summarize it, that we have atomic particles, we have location, the location of the particles in an atom. We have relative charges, and relative masses. So how many subatomic particles do we have? Like I told you before, that there are 3. We have proton, we have electrons, we have neutrons. So location, this one is located in the nucleus. Proton is located in the nucleus. Electron is located outside the nucleus. Proton is located in the nucleus. Electron is located outside the nucleus. Neutron is located in the nucleus. What is the relative charge of proton? The relative charge of proton is proton is positively charged, electron is negatively charged, neutron is 0 charge. The charge of neutron is 0. You can also say it's neutral. Okay, so the relative mass of proton is +1. You know what relative mass is? Relative mass is not the mass of one proton. No? It is the mass calculated when you compare it with the mass of carbon-12 isotope. So that's the relative mass. The relative mass of electron is approximately 0.0005 the relative mass of neutron is 1. So this, for instance, also this is not the this is not the mass of electron too. For instance, the mass of electron is 9.1 times 10 raised to power minus 31. So that is the mass of electron. So you see how small this mass is. So this is the actual mass of one electron. This one is the relative mass, the relative masses of each substances. So this is the summary of everything, and I want to recap. The subatomic particles, that is the particles you have inside an atom, are protons, electrons, and neutrons. Then the location, proton is located in the nucleus. I just explained that before I summarize this summary part. Electron is located outside the nucleus, and neutron is located in the nucleus. And their relative charges, these are their relative charge. Proton is positively charged. They can ask you all these questions in an exam. They can ask you, you have to put them in your head. They are very simple. But by the time we go deeper into this topic, you will not have to cram anything. They will just naturally be there in your head, because the more you do something, the more you get better at it. So the charge of electron is negative, while the charge of neutron is 0. So it does not have any charge. It is neutral. So the relative masses, we have the relative mass of proton is 1. The relative mass of proton is 1. The relative mass, that is the mass of proton, relative mass of proton, okay, is 1. The relative mass of the relative mass of electron is 0.005 approximately. The relative mass of neutron is 1. So we are going to end this particular class here. We are going to round it off here. And I told you, the essence of this particular topic we just started today, the essence of this journey we started today, is to study an atom, study every particles inside of an atom, study the way these particles behave, study the structure of this atom, and study the manner in which these particles are arranged inside an atom. How they are arranged inside an atom. We are going to talk about how these particles were discovered, who discovered them. Like the person that discovered an electron is what? J.J. Thomson. This person that discovered proton is Rutherford. So they can ask you those questions in your examination, in any of these examinations. So that's the essence. We want to study specifically this particular particle of matter, which is an atom. We have other particles of matter such as molecules and ion. Those are particles of matter, because it serves a very important position in the understanding of chemistry. So thank you. If you are here in Edo State and you want physical classes with fruitful ground tutorial, we are in Edo State, Benin City, Edo State Bypass, Benin City, Sapele Road. We are at Okawan. We are very much close to Belisima Junction. Edo State, Sapele Road Bypass. We are at Okawan, and we are close to Belisima Junction. And we'll be glad to have you with us. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure you like and share. Bye. God bless you.